Welcome to Fourth and Limb for the second segment. Today we'll be talking about the previews of the college football games and the interesting games for this weekend, as well as the current BCS standings and what I think are the top 5 college football teams this weekend. Up first, preview of the USC versus Stanford. Stanford comes in ranked number 6 with a high-powered offense led by Andrew Luck. USC also comes in with a high-powered offense with quarterback Matt Barkley. What I think Stanford needs to do is get off to a fast start to keep the USC defense off guard. I mean, USC's defense is young, but they are playing with a lot of power, and I think it'll be a close game. But I think that ultimately Stanford will prevail due to the fact that they're just more talented offensively and defensively than USC, and even though Matt Barkley is a great quarterback, I predict this game to be a shootout. But my final prediction is the score: Stanford 49, USC 28. USC 28, because USC's defense has given up 41 points to Nick Foles and the 43 points to Brock Osweiler and Arizona State, or whoever the Arizona State quarterback is. But USC just has struggled on defense at times against high-powered teams. They've done well against teams like Cal, which is not really a good team at all. Minnesota, not a very good offensive team at all. But yeah, and Stanford has done solid on defense as well as do really well on offense, led by, of course, Heisman candidate Andrew Luck and all the receivers and running back talents around him. Second game we'll preview is number 11 Michigan State travels to face number 14 Nebraska. This will be an interesting game because Michigan State is coming off a Hail Mary pass that just barely crossed the goal line to stun that then number 4 Wisconsin. I think Michigan State. I think this game will be close. Michigan State needs to do what they did to Russell Wilson. They need to stuff Taylor Martinez's option play, stuff Rex Burkhead in the running game, and force Martinez to throw. I think Michigan State needs to see if they can prove that if Nebraska wants to win, they need to let Martinez beat him with their arm. Martinez is more of a running option quarterback, and sometimes he can struggle with his throws. Michigan State needs to just do what they did against Wisconsin, pretty much score a lot of points. And Kirk Cousins, they need to play mistake-free football and force the turnovers they need to win. I predict the score: Michigan State 31, Nebraska 21. The third game we'll preview is Baylor versus Oklahoma State, led by two good quarterbacks. Oklahoma State is led by quarterback Brendan Weeden, and Baylor is led by Robert Griffin III. Both offenses score extremely high points and rank on the top in scoring. Both defenses, however, are improving. Oklahoma and Baylor have given up a lot of points on defense. I look for this to be a high-scoring game, but I think Oklahoma, with just their talent overall, and they do better on defense than Baylor. I think Oklahoma will prevail. 48 to 41 is my final score for that game. And the other game we'll preview is Oklahoma versus Kansas State, another high-powered Big 12 matchup. Oklahoma is led by Landry Jones, Ryan Broyles, and Kenny Stills, while K-State is led by their option game, led by quarterback Colin Klein. I think that if Oklahoma can stuff the run game and force Colin Klein to throw, they will win because Colin Klein has not relied much on his arms. He's relied much on the option plays, and when the option plays work, it can open up things downfield for them. Meanwhile, Oklahoma's defense needs to rebound after a disaster 41-38 loss in an upset to now number 20 Texas Tech. But I think Oklahoma still has all the talent they need, and this game will be key because they're both K-State's number 8, number 9. This will help their chances of winning to get the chance to the BCS on the road to the BCS National Championship into a BCS bowl game. Now, what I think are my top 5 BCS teams are, of course, my first top 5 teams are: number 1 is LSU Tigers, of course, with that first win against Oregon State and how well they're playing. I think LSU is the top team. Number 2 is Alabama Crimson Tide. With their high-powered offense and their strong, powerful defense, and with a solid win against Arkansas and a great record to start SEC play, I think they're going to be a good match. But however, one of them will drop as next week, which I'll preview that next week. Alabama travels to face number 2 LSU, and what will be the highest-powered matchup of the year. Now, what I think is a number 3 team. In my opinion, it's still Oklahoma State. because Oklahoma State has a high-powered offense, and they don't have a very solid defense, but their offense can put up points to bail their defense out, and their defense has stepped up at times, limiting Missouri in that win, in their key win against Missouri. Number 14, I'm gonna have to go with Clemson. Clemson just a more proven team than Boise State, with a great quarterbacks, great wide receivers, and a ton defense. With a huge come from behind win against Maryland and a huge win against North Carolina, I think Clemson deserves the number 4 seed. Number 5 seed. I think Boise State deserves the number 5 seed just because. I mean, Boise State's proved competitive with that win at Georgia, and they're starting off solid in the easy, in a hard but not so hard Mountain West Conference. I still think Boise State deserves it over Stanford, due to the fact that Boise State, despite the fact they're non-BCS teams, but non-BCS teams like non-BCS teams from the big divisions can still play. Just look at what happened last year beat when TCU beat Wisconsin in the Rose Bowl. So here, this are my top 5 teams right now for the college football and for the BCS: for LSU, Alabama, Oklahoma State, Clemson, and Boise State. Yep. Well, that will be it now for Fourth and Lynn. See you next time, which I'll be talking about the NFL preview. See you guys later.